Welcome back to the channel, storytellers. It's me. Are you ready for another amazing adventure? Let us dive into the depths of our imaginations, where the ocean's mysteries come alive, where even the mightiest storms can drown out the smallest spark of hope. Our tale begins on a crystal-clear evening when the sun was setting over the vast ocean. The sky was painted in hues of orange and pink, mirroring the fiery ball as it gracefully dipped below the horizon. On the shimmering waters sailed a sturdy little boat carrying a joyful family of four, two loving parents and their two adventurous children. They were on their way back home after a day of exploring the hidden coves and sandy beaches of the Azure coast. Laughter echoed across the waves as they shared stories, sang songs, and made plans for the next day's adventures. The gentle rocking of the boat and the salty temps of the sea spray created a symphony of relaxation. The ocean, usually a canvas of tranquility, was uncharacteristically rough that evening. But the family paid it no heed, lost as they were in their own little world of merriment. As the moon replaced the sun, casting an ethereal glow over the rippling waves, the wind began to pick up. At first it was just a playful nudge, ruffling the hair of the family and whipping the sail of their boat. But soon it grew into a boisterous presence, tugging at the ropes and shaking the mast. The once gentle rocking of the boat turned into a tumultuous swaying as the waves, now angry and frothing, crashed against the hull. The small boat, caught in the fury of the tempest, began to tilt dangerously. Suddenly, a monstrous wave, as if rising in answer to the storm's call, reared its frothing head above the others and crashed down onto the boat. The impact sent the family flying into the churning waters. Screams pierced the roaring wind as they found themselves tossed and turned by the relentless waves. The once joyful vessel capsized, leaving the family scattered and struggling in the unforgiving embrace of the raging sea. As the storm raged on, the family members found themselves far from each other, battling the relentless waves and trying desperately to keep their heads above the water. Each struggled to stay afloat, the wind snatching away their cries for help. The youngest child, clutching a piece of the capsized boat, was swept further away from the others. Fear tightened its icy grip around the hearts of those left behind, knowing that in the vastness of the churning sea, they might never see their loved one again. Amidst this chaos, deep within the ocean, something stirred. In an ancient temple buried beneath the waves, an enormous armored elephant with tusks like polished ivory and eyes like pools of molten gold awoke.
Ow.
This was Namu, the guardian of the temple and protector of the deep. For centuries he had slumbered, unmoved by the ebb and flow of life above him. But the disturbance caused by the storm was something even his ancient instincts could not ignore. With a deep rumble that echoed through the water, Namu rose from his slumber. His massive form, adorned with barnacles and coral, moved with a grace that belied his size. As he ascended, his luminous eyes scanning the stormy waters above, his gaze fell upon the struggling family. The sight of the helpless family ignited a spark of determination in his ancient eyes. With a surge of power, Namu shot upwards, his movements as swift and smooth as the ocean currents. The churning waters parted before him, creating a path for his ascent. Reaching the surface, Namu let out a loud trumpeting sound, a call of defiance against the raging storm. Seeing the trapped children, Namu wasted no time. With powerful strokes, he surged forward, his massive tusks gleaming like beacons in the stormy waters. The first child, having drifted quite a distance from the rest, was the closest.
Namu
Extended his trunk, his tusks parting the waves, forming a protective shield around the child. Gently he lifted the child, cradling them close, ensuring their safety as he battled the relentless waves. With the child secured, Namu turned his attention to the others. Using his trunk, he freed the father who was entangled in the wreckage of the boat. Then, with a final effort, he gathered the remaining family members, including the mother, close to him, shielding them with his immense bulk. The reunion of the family amidst the raging storm was a sight both heartbreaking and hopeful. Namu, with the strength of 1,000 suns, shielded the family with his massive frame, battling the wrath of the elements to ensure their survival. Slowly, Namu began his descent back into the calming depths, shielding the family from the worst of the storm's fury. As he swam downward, the bubbles rising from his exertion illuminated the murky depths, giving a haunting beauty to the scene. The dim light filtering through the water highlighted the determined set of Namu's tusks and the steely glint in his eye. His massive form cut through the water with surprising agility, a testament to his strength and training. Despite the danger, Namu's movements were graceful, each stroke of his powerful tail propelling him deeper into the ocean's embrace. His eyes, though, never left the family, ensuring their safety every step of the way. After what felt like an eternity, the surface, with its angry waves and howling winds, grew distant. As Namu reached the relative calm of the deeper waters, he slowed his pace, allowing the family to catch their breath. The silence of the deep was a stark contrast to the raging storm above, broken only by the soft lapping of the water against the coral formations. As the family emerged from the ocean, gasping but safe, helicopters arrived on the scene, their searchlights cutting through the darkness. The family, shaken but alive, was loaded onto stretchers. The ordeal had taken its toll, but the knowledge that they were alive was a solace to those waiting anxiously on land. The storm, as if exhausted from its own fury, began to abate. The winds lost their ferocious edge, and the waves subsided, revealing the remnants of the havoc they had wreaked. Back in the depths of the ocean, Namu watched from a distance as the helicopters approached. His silhouette, framed against the fading light, was a picture of stoic nobility. There was no fanfare, no grand exit, just the slow, graceful disappearance of a hero back into his watery domain. The ocean, which had been a tempestuous battleground moments ago, was now a canvas of twinkling stars. The surface, though still bearing the scars of the storm, was now dotted with the comforting lights of rescue boats. It was a scene of relief, of gratitude, of hope rekindled. Deep in the ocean, Namu disappeared into the inky blue, leaving behind only a trail of bubbles and the memory of his bravery. He had faced the storm not for glory, not for praise, but because in the depths of his ancient soul there lived a spark of compassion, a testament to the fact that true courage knows no bounds. Meanwhile, on the shore, the family, wrapped in warm blankets, huddled together watching the rescue operations. Their faces, pale but resolute, were etched with the memory of their ordeal. Yet amidst the trauma, there were glimmers of understanding, of appreciation for the silent hero who had saved them. Then just like that, the storm was forgotten. The waves calmed, the winds hushed, and the skies cleared, revealing a sky full of stars. The moon, veiled during the storm, peeked out from behind the clouds, bathing the world in a silvery glow. The ocean, though still bearing the scars of the tempest, was now a mirror to the star-studded sky, creating a breathtaking panorama of peace and tranquility. The serenity of the night was a stark contrast to the turmoil of the previous hours, a reminder of the ocean's ever-changing moods. And so the tale of the storm and the elephant hero was passed down through generations. A beacon of hope in times of trouble, a reminder that even in the darkest of storms, courage can shine through, and that heroes can come from the most unexpected of places. And with that, our story comes to an end. But before we part ways, I have a question for you. What do you think Namu would say if he could talk? Why don't you share your thoughts in the comments below? We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this underwater adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing tales. Your support means everything to us. Who knows, you might just find yourself laughing, crying, or holding your breath as we take you on journeys that will leave you breathless. So until next time, keep believing in heroes, whether they're found in fairy tales or beneath the waves. Dive into more adventures, explore new worlds, and let your imagination swim freely. Remember, the ocean's depths hold many secrets, but sometimes the greatest treasures are found in the bravest of hearts.